All right, welcome to Trucky After Hours. Dominic, how's it going today?
Good, and you?
Good. I'm doing good. Digging into the newest happenings in the trucking industry today. And I know you've been looking into the MOTUS, and I've been reading up about it. So let's talk about it for a little bit and find out what's happening. Actually, I got a little deep dive on it. So how was your week? How's freight going for you?
Good so far.
Good.
Going a little
Racking
bit
up miles
all
on
over.
those trucks?
Yep. Got one going out west and one still in the Midwest and one's down in Texas. So got a
Market's
wide array.
Still good.
Yeah, markets are good. Rates are still high and fuel's still high.
Yeah, the fuel it will be high. Good, that's good. The rates are high, so we'll leave it at that and battle the fuel a little later. Hopefully, we'll come down. But as of right now, I want to talk about that MODUS because that's pretty interesting. So I don't know if you did you have a chance to read out about it? I have little thing pulled up here today, May 14th. 2026, the FMCSA flipped the switch on a brand new system called MODUS, and this is the biggest change for trucking businesses in over 30 years. They're killing off the legacy system, the old legacy system, the old FMCSA portal, the unified registration system, and the LNI public system, and replacing them all with one single platform. Finally, it's crazy because you remember FMCSA. It's literally like a 1990s website. It's so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable that in 2026 we have to deal with stuff like that. So what MODUS actually is, it's a one-stop shop. Right now, you've been running your own authority for any length of time. You know the drill. You've got one login for FMCSA portal. You've got different system for your USDOT number application. You've got a separate spot to do your update to your MCS 150. If you need to update your address, that might be somewhere else. It's like every time I work in FMCSA portal, it's like you have to guess. It's like learning the thing every single time from scratch. For me, at least, it's just annoying.
It's a full-time job.
Everything from applying for your DOT number, doing your updates, changing your name, changing your address, managing your operating authority, all from the same place. So that's a good change. Number 2, it's mobile. Wow, finally somebody figured out everybody's using mobile platforms.
Yeah.
And this is a big deal for us. The old system was built for a desktop computer in 1995. Julie Otto, who runs the FMCSA Office of Registration, said straight up, they build this so we can do everything from your phone on your tablet because they know you're busy on the road. So if sitting at a truck stop in Alabama and you need to update your address, you can just pull it out and do it off your phone. Perfect. So finally. Number 3, identity verification. This is where MODUS really shines. To get into MODUS, you have to use login.gov. That's the federal government's secure login system. On top of that, FMCSA is using a company called IDEMIA for biometric identity proofing. So they may be checking your face against your ID. Well, that is like, well, finally. Well, you have to do it for some applications that have to do with money. I don't know if you had to do it before. Have you done it before?
I've had to do it. Yeah.
ID.
I can't remember what it was. If it was a load or actually it might have been for a government website. But yeah. So I go through a third-party office for my like all my DOT paperwork and stuff. And she was telling me that they're gonna pretty much have you nailed down to every freckle on your face. So.
Yeah, which is, that's good because I use apps for renting cars, and that is exactly what I do every single time you rent a car. So you're pulling expensive loads. So no brainer, that has to happen. So they might be checking your face against your ID. They're validating your business address. They're matching the person applying to real verifiable human being. Well, that's pretty good. That'll be interesting. I wonder how many carriers it's going to actually kick out of the market, because that's going to be massive. Think about it.
She was telling me there was something else as far as being able to see where the IP address was in the country or not that created it. She did say that was just hearsay, but...
Yeah, well, she's probably going to be part of it. Now, if you're not legally, you don't hold identification in the U.S., you're not going to be able to verify it. And there's probably a lot of companies that operate that way. It's just kind of a bogus. Yeah. All the fraudulent carriers are definitely going to have it harder right now. The fraud angle. FMCSA built specifically to crack down on chameleon carriers and registration fraud. Some of this is even coming from foreign actors. You've heard me talk on this before on, how chameleon carriers just burn the DOT and then go to the next one and go to the next one. So it's the way it works is they get the USD DOT number and the MC number they shouldn't have, and then they register under a fake identity, run loads, don't pay anybody, disappear, and do it the same thing all over again. So MODUS is designed to flag that at the application door. The system can look at new registration and say, wait a minute, this address matches 3 other carriers that went out of business. The phone number is the same as the company we just shut down. The company official's name is showing up on multiple applications, and it kicks that application off to the side for a human investigator. That's pretty interesting. Wow. And they look at it before they let somebody even hit the road. For legitimate owner-operators, obviously, in carriers, it's not a big deal. But that means fewer ghost carriers stealing our loads. It means
That's the way it should be.
Cleaner spot boards. Brokers have better tools to verify who they're working with. That's awesome. That's a great...
Yeah, think of all the money that's spent just on fraud in general between brokers, shippers, all the...
Not only that, but also think about how it's going to limit the capacity again. Outside of the drivers exiting the market, it's going to still... The rates are going to hopefully go up because of it.
For sure.
So what do people have to do? And you guys can write it down. If somebody's listening and driving, pull over and write it down. So one, you have to log into your FMCSA portal account today. It's Thursday. Make sure it works. If you can't get in, fix it. Because when FMCSA moves you over to MODUS, they're going to migrate your data, and you need an active portal account to claim your existing USDOT number on the new system. 2, check who's listed as your company official. This needs to be you or an actual employee inside your company, not your dispatcher, not your compliance service, not your accountant. So if you're using somebody, just make sure they're putting your name on it. And again, we talked about it, so let's log in and log into that MODUS system. FMCSA is explicit on this. It needs to be the owner or an internal employee. If you've got a third party listed there, change it. 3, your login.gov email matters. The email address you use for login.gov on the FMCSA portal has to be the same email you use when you log into MODUS. If those don't match, your DOT number doesn't link up to your new MODUS account, and you're going to be on the phone with FMCSA trying to untangle it. 4, get your update current. Submit a fresh MCS 150 if you haven't recently. Clean data going in means clean data coming out. What's not changing yet? A couple of things to clear up because there's been some confusion out there. Your MC number is not going away at launch. FMCSA has floated the idea of eventually phasing out MC numbers and just using DOT number with a suffix, like a letter on the end telling people if you're a household goods carrier or a broker. But that is not happening on May 14th. Your docket numbers stay active. Yeah, so that I don't think it's gonna be hard to walk away from those MC numbers, but
yeah,
we'll see. The BOC3 filings, those aren't changing either at launch. There's no safety registration program being introduced today. Those changes might come down the road in the future. Notice of proposed rulemaking, but they're not in this rollout. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because they're probably working on the new SAFER and the new safety portals. Bottom line for owner-operators, this is a paperwork upgrade that could actually make your life easier. Mobile access, one dashboard, less fraud in the system, but we've got to do the prep work right now, so when your invitation comes, you walk in clean instead of fighting fires. I guess
should be good.
Let's do it. It will be good. Yeah. I'm stoked. I want to see what it's going to do actually
for sure
to the market. All right. Story number 2. DOT Blitz is happening right now. Today's Thursday. Yeah. Have you had any inspections? Anybody came in?
Not today. Last week we did, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it started next week. I had some guys also go in pretty more than usual weeks, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Like 3 out of nowhere. So 2 focus areas. ELD tampering, falsification and manipulation. Falsification of records of duty status was the second most cited driver violation in all of 2025. 58,000 violations. Inspectors are checking your logs for edits that weren't annotated. Unassigned driving time was checked, and any sign that somebody's been monkeying with the data, and they can see it. I don't know. We've talked about it, but DOT can see all that. The officers can see if it was edited or not.
especially
Vehicle
if they looked
focus.
at 58,000,
Yeah.
bad ones by now. They're pretty good at it.
Vehicle focus, cargo securement. Last year, more than 34,000 trucks got put out of service for cargo and dunnage securement issues. They're checking tie downs against working load limit. That sounds like a lot of the flatbedders are getting checked, which is, it's good, which I'm surprised you haven't been pulled in yet.
Yeah, I am too.
They're
Well, they've
checking
been
the
going through
chains,
scales.
straps. But not, they weren't pulled in for an inspection.
Correct, yeah. They're pulling.
Yeah.
Everyone I've talked to, all the drivers said that everyone is going through, but...
Yeah. Day one data already is logged in, so they pulled in 1,580 inspection across more than 400 carriers on Tuesday alone. So that's double. So it's Thursday, so it's going to be 3,000 right now since it's day 2. All right, perfect. What else? Spot rates just hit all-time high. We just talked about it too. Spot rates last week, this week ending May 8th. The total market broker posted rate on truck stop hits $3.39 a mile. That's not an all-time record, up 6.7 cents in a week. 39% higher than the same week last year. So pretty good. Flatbed is at $3.53 a mile. That's a 19-week rising streak and within a tenth of a penny of the all-time record set back in May 2022. Wow.
Good.
Drive-in is at $2.61 a mile, highest since April of 2022. Up 43% year over year. Reefer is still strong, lagging the all-time high, but well above last year. All right.
See if we can ride it out. Keep her going.
I think we will, especially right now with the MOTUS rolling out. I'm really interested to see in like 2-3 weeks of the data how many carriers will fall off or not make it, what the percentages. There's probably going to be some kind of a report that you can look at out of all those DOT numbers.
Yeah.
Not making it through or people just making mistakes.
Yeah. And that was the other thing she was telling me was the amount of carriers that have an active DOT, but they're not being used. So like they might just be old, a couple decades old, and they're not doing anything with it.
I got another story. New York sues DOT over $73 million CDL funding cut. The non-domicile CDL fight just landed in a federal court. Quick recap. Back in December, FMCSA audited New York CDL program. They pulled 200 sample records. 107 of them, more than half, were issued in violation of the federal law. New York's DMV was defaulting to 8-year licenses for foreign drivers, regardless of when their work authorization actually expired. Now New York is suing DOT. Wow. DOT gave New York 30 days to revoke them. New York didn't. On April 16th, Secretary Sean Duffy pulled the trigger and withheld $73.5 million in federal highway funding. That's 4% of New York's allocation, with another $147 million threatened annually going forward. New York Attorney General Letitia James then filed suit in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Can't pronounce his name. MOTUS calls it a political payback. DOT says the state's arguments are without merit. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Diesel, we've talked about it. Diesel revised, same thing. We're looking at about $4.12 a gallon versus the earlier forecast, $3.43. National average is sitting around $5.40 per gallon, up to 33 cents in a month, and $1.86 over a year ago. Crazy, but still, we're not going to talk about more of the diesel because we've already exhausted it multiple times. I think I'm really interested in how the market's going to change because of MODUS. And
MODUS.
I'm excited for it. I definitely want to play with it and see what it does and how it's built as far as the user interface, if it's actually a good system to use. So we'll definitely do that. All right. What's your plan for tonight? Just chilling, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to?
Yeah.
Just hanging out?
Pretty much. Yeah,
All
we
right,
went on a little hike a little bit ago, but...
Yes, I actually was playing baseball with my son before we started recording. He's 7, so he's into baseball, and I actually got into baseball, which is crazy because I was never interested, and now I actually like it.
There you go.
But that's what kids do to you. Kids will make you watch a sport that's moving very slow for 3 hours, and you're enjoying it because you're with your kids. So, all right. Dom, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next week if you have time, and be safe out there, and I'll talk to you next week.
Sure. Catch you later.